Hello, it's Ashley here. Welcome back for another Stamp Create Repeat video for today. Today I'm going to be making a fun little hot cocoa pouch or a little hot chocolate pouch. This would be so cute to gift during the Christmas or winter season, and it would also be a really adorable stocking stuffer. So I'm going to hold it up so you can see this cute little image. I have a little bit of glittery snow there, and I'm just using the little Nestle hot cocoa pouches and a cute little straw there. I've got a little tie on the side just to keep it closed, and I'll show you how it opens up, and then inside you can have a cute little message. It says, sending you warm greetings this holiday season, and I love this little die there. It is really nice because you can add a sentiment above or below it. So let's get started, and I'll show you the products I used to make it, and then I will start with the process video. So to begin with, I used the hot cocoa pouches. I brought the box up just so I could show. It's the Nestle Carnation one. You get 10 in the pack, so it's really great because you can make 10 of these, and I think it was only maybe $4 to get the box of hot cocoa pouches. I used the Your Next Stamp Black Olive ink, and I will have all this linked below so you can find it over in the Your Next Stamp store. I also used the wire trimmers and the Your Next Stamp Holiday Joy paper pad. I used that beautiful polka dot, which is a burgundy color, and it looks really nice for winter. I also used these red glittery gumdrops and the white ones. This is the Firecracker gumdrops, and this red color really had a nice burgundy effect to it, so I liked that. I also used my Fiskars paper trimmer and my little score tool, and you could also use a scoreboard if you had that, but I just used my paper trimmer. Then I used this stamp set. It is so cute. It's called Merry Mouse Eve, and this little chimney is so adorable. You've got this little mouse there. He's got a little candle, and there's a little tree, and then I used that sentiment inside, and there is also a coordinating die that you can purchase separate for that one. And then I used the 3x3 snowflake panel. This is so cute. It has stitching around the outside, and then it cuts out those little snowflakes, and then it even has a little spot where you could put a sentiment on it. And then I used this die to put the sentiment on. This is the Stitched Wavy Circles. It's so cute. I put that inside of the little pouch, and then I could put the sentiment on it. And the great thing is there's a ton of space at the top to put who it's to, and then on the bottom to put who it's from or a little message you want to write them. So that's my little cocoa pouch. Let's get started, and I'll show you how I made it. So to begin with, I'm going to use my paper trimmer, and I'm going to take a 12x12 piece of paper, and I used a double-sided one so that you can see the color inside and outside of the little package. And I cut it by 3 3/4 and 9 3/4. And then I'm going to take my scoring tool, and I'm going to cut it at 3 1/4 and then 3 1/4 on the other side. And then I'm just going to take my score tool and fold that inwards, and there's the little pouch. So to get the little pocket, you just go from the one end to the other and cut that off so you have a little slot there. And then I took my adhesive and only put it at the bottom so that I'd be able to stick something in, and then the hot cocoa sticks in just like that, and I wanted it to peek out the top. I decided I'd use this stamp set because it fit perfectly on the front, so I'm just going to stamp that out using the black olive ink. And I just love this stamp so much. I took the coordinating die, and see how it cuts around the snow, so you could stamp it onto your card and leave the snow, or you could use the coordinating die and it cuts around it for you. So it is so adorable, and I definitely recommend the die for this stamp set because it was tricky to fussy cut that, so I'm really glad I had the die for it. Then I decided I'd use this 3x3 panel, and I'd cut it out on some white cardstock, and you get all these little bits of snowflake too that you could save for inside of a shaker pocket or a card. And I'm taking the Holiday Joy paper pad and this polka dot burgundy paper, and I'm going to cut that out with my paper trimmer so that I can give a background. And so I'm just kind of seeing what size everything is so I can get an idea of how I want to trim it. So I do trim it by 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 so that it goes all the way on the card base, and then it also goes above and below the little white 3x3 panel there. And I just think it looks so cute layered up. So there's all the little pieces we need for our card. So now I'm going to do the coloring for our little image here. And I'm going to use my Copic markers. For the little chimney, I'm using E43, and I'm just going to add some shading there on the bricks. And then I'm using E40, and E40 for the Copic is called Brick White, so I thought that was cute because it has actually the name brick in it, and I'm using it for brick. So I was excited that it was a good match of a color. So I kind of go back and forth and do a little bit of a pattern, the way that you would see bricks on like a house or a chimney. They kind of go back and forth, so you have like some lighter sometimes and some darker. So I'm going to do every other one in the E40 and E43. And then for the other ones, I'm doing kind of like a brownie goldy color. That is E34 and E30. And I just think this looks really nice. It's very like classical looking, and I think it looks like fancy kind of. And I thought it was nice because it kind of matched the browns of the hot cocoa pack and the papers that I chose to use. Then I went in with the E43 and added a little bit of dots where I had the darkest portion just to give it some texture and dimension kind of. And then I went in with the E34 on the brown ones and also added some texture with the little dots. Then using the E34 and E30, I did that little bottom of the candle. And then I just added some yellow there, and I just adding the little flame. I added a little C0 on the candle just to give it some accent there. And for the tree, I decided I wanted to do kind of more of a darker green, not like a forest green, but kind of more of a subdued type of green. So I went with G24 and G12, and I thought that looked really nice. It matched nicely with the chimney. For the little scarf, I just went in on every other little bit with R39, and then I left the other parts white. For the little mouse, I used C4 and C2, and then I go back in with the C4 just to darken it up a little bit. And then I went in with R20 because he is out in the cold, so he definitely needed some pink cheeks. And then for around the top of the chimney, I decided I would use W3. So I'm just going in adding the shading and all the darkest portions. And what I really love about this stamped image is not only is it just such an adorable scene, you have all the elements you need, but there is little bits of shading. You can see there on the top of the chimney, there's little marks, and also on the bottom part of the chimney, there's little like dots and lines, and that just really allows you to see where to add your shading. It shows you where the dark portion should be, and it just really makes it look so good that it has all those elements of lines on it. I just love that. This stamped image is just so precious. So then I just take my black jelly pen for the little nose and eye of the mouse, and I add a little 3 white dots on his cheek. Then I'm going to add some glitter on that snow. So I'm taking my white Quickie glue pen. It's basically just a glue pen, and wherever you use the pen, it's going to be like glue. So I used that, and then I just took some fine white glitter and sprinkled it on, and I was able to just add a really nice touch of glitter, and it was really simple to do, and I just love the Quickie glue pen. And then I just put the rest back into the container to use for another day. So I'm opening this up and I'm making sure that the sentiment's gonna fit. It fits absolutely perfect, and then I'm taking this stitched wavy circles and I'm just putting the largest one. I'm trimming it out using my die cutters. And then I'm going to add the sentiment, and it fits absolutely perfect, and I just love this as a place to put your sentiments. This could be a really cute tag too if you put a little hole in the top of it, but I just loved that it had enough room to still put at the top who it's for, who it's from, and a little message as well. So I'm just taking my ATG gun and adhering down all the pieces and layering them up. And these would be great to give. You could make a whole bunch of these at once. It was quite easy to make. And I'm just lifting this up a little bit. I forgot to add in the ribbon. So that little spot there could not be more perfect for that ribbon. It held it perfectly. And then I was able to have a little spot to run it across, and I did run it across the back as well. And I just cut diagonally there on the ribbon. It just makes it have a nice finished look. And then you can add in your little goodies, and it's pretty much good to go. So I am going to take some of the Your Next Stamp gumdrops. I was trying to decide which ones I was going to use, but these ones really match the burgundy nicely, so I'm using these Firecracker sparkly gumdrops. I added on some white and also some red. And I thought this was just a nice way to add on some more glitter to the front, and it just gives some nice dimension as well. And then you can tie it up and add in your little goodie pouch. You could add a straw or a little candy cane if you wanted. So that is my little project for this week. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I hope some of you will try it out, and it will be fun for you to make for some Christmas goodies. I will link all the products below. I would absolutely love if you took the time to leave me a comment. It makes my day, and please head over to the Your Next Stamp YouTube channel and subscribe, and I will see you in next week's video. Bye guys!